Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review episode number 210. This one discussing, like in the case of My Hero Academia, just newest episode of the anime, which is episode number 897. Is Dream Broken? The Trap Lures Sanji. Yeah, the title was a bit of a lie, because Sanji is not trapped at all this whole episode. Not sure why they picked that title for, because the title itself is a lie. He's not trapped. He doesn't do anything until, almost toward the end of the episode ends, which is kind of odd, to say the least. The episode continues where we left off last week, where Captain Kidd is basically beating the crap out of Scratchman Arpro, and basically it's like, I should have known it from the start. You were Kaido's informant all along. He's like, how naive you are. And then he uses his ability to cut up Captain Kidd, and then of course, right after that, and then we have some big stomps going on, because in the manga, this character who was one of the numbers, when he showed up, it's like, oh look, there's a number, completely random. At least the anime built up to this character's debut. They did move the character's name placement, because in the manga, Oda put on his chest. In the anime, they put it just above his head. His name is Hachi. That's simply his name. And, he's this big, tall guy. He's one of the numbers. And he swings on a club. Looks almost very similar to that of Kaido's club. Yeah, it's very similar to Kaido's club that he uses. And he swings around, and of course, and then we have it where we have to have Captain Kidd, Luffy, Zoro, and Killer. We actually even see a flashback in the episode of how Killer basically got the way he is currently, where he's laughing maniacally for no reason. It's because he ate a defective smile fruit. That's simply the reason for it. Here they actually show him eating it. Yes. Because it was already mentioned a while ago that the reason why he acts this way is because he ate the defective fruit. And of course, they include a little bit of flashback stock footage from the Udon stuff for this episode. And then of course, they all run away, and of course, they get hit by an explosion, and of course, Killer tells them to cover their ears, and he tries to explain, oh yeah, if you're an earshot, then basically you get hit with his attack. That's simple gist of it when it comes to Scratchman. Okay, and that's it for them in the whole episode. Because then we have some brief images, basically, everyone else up to. We see Danjo and his group basically reaching the left side of the skull mount. We still see Jinbei and Robin just walking. Frankie and Brooke just riding on a motorcycle. Meanwhile, though, Chopper, Nami, Usopp, and Carrot have met up with Kinemon and his group. Also, Shinobu's there too, along with Sanji. And of course, they meet up there, and they decide to kind of split the group in two. Like one group to go out and rescue Momo, and the other, of course, go after Kaido. And then they reach a particular building, which was not on the blueprints, because it was mentioned by Kinemon, these were older blueprints. And then we have Sanji's running off into the building because, oh yeah, a pleasure building. There's not a search inside. So then we have, get this, we have Nami volunteer to have herself, Carrot, and Shinobu go rescue Momo. And Kinemon's like, good idea, you three can go. And I think it's so hilarious when they later on have these three girls when they're basically with everybody. And of course, Sanji comes out and oh crap, there's nobody in the hall. He said, I can't find anyone, which means they must be busy dealing with Luffy. Which, okay, so no distractions. That will build up something for next week's episode. But before I continue here, I want to talk briefly about Big Mom. Yes, there's a brief scene from Big Mom where she mentions that her ship has survived and her kids are on the way back to Wano. There's a brief scene of that. There's also Who's Who, where he basically is telling his men to look for Yamato, and of course privately chastising Queen for making that announcement from last week's episode. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, there's also the thing with the girls where Nami and Carrot use their good looks to get past the guys. Well, well, Carrot's a mink, but she's a beautiful woman. Nami, of course, everybody knows she's hot. So they sneak up by no problem. And apparently Shinobu was like, no. And I'm trying to think here. I think that's the episode there because I think I pretty much covered everything. I love the additions they made here, which I think were really cool. And of course, Nami, like the scene with Nami and Carrot using her charms to get past these group of horny guys is so hilarious. And apparently, Shinobu's charms don't work on her because she's a mature woman. As for Sanji, well, he's not learned to a trap. I'm not like I said at the start of this, I'm not sure why the heck they called this episode this. His dream broken, the trap that lured Sanji? I'm like, what the heck? This title was a lie. And this episode title is clearly the title of the episode. I'm not kidding about that. It's like so weird. Oh yeah, also it gets, well, Kid, Killer, Captain Kid, Killer, Zoro, and Luffy away. A couple members of Captain Kid's crew stay behind to distract some of the animal pirates to get past them. Yes. Yeah. And I still think that this particular episode's title was pretty much a big fat lie. And I'm like, why the heck, basically, would they do this? Yeah, it's by far one of the most baffling things. Like, okay, so you have a good episode title, but couldn't you save this for, I don't know, a little bit later when he meets up with Black Maria? Nope, we had to use this episode title right now. I think that they made a mistake with this episode title. Yes, the episode title placement was a mistake. Because the whole thing of the trap thing, that doesn't come until later. So, you might ask, then what was the point of the damn title? Who the heck freaking knows? It's by far one of the most strangest things that I've ever seen for the series. At least some of the other episodes, the titles actually made sense. This is by far the first episode where the title is like a lie. The only time I could think of actually, no, this is technically the second time I've seen this. Because they actually had another episode where you look at the title like, oh, we're going to have Killer versus Zoro in one episode. Doesn't happen until the last 5 minutes of the episode. But it does happen. This episode has this cool title, but it doesn't happen. Then what was the point of the title? Like, you could call this title episode something else. But why this title? It makes no sense at all. Like, I would have probably picked the title from the chapter. I would have picked, let's see. What is the title of this one? I could have picked, basically, Joining the Fight, because that was also the same name as the chapter. You could have basically do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have made a heck of a lot more sense than the trap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I would have done. But if you're curious still, what is next week's episode going to be called? Arrival Reinforcements, Captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. Yeah, that title makes, based on the teaser I saw for next week's episode, that title makes a lot more sense for next week's episode. At least it ties into what happens in the episode. Yeah, this episode is definitely good. It's just they picked the wrong title. That's just my opinion anyways. Okay, so that's the particular review. Stay tuned for Case Closed. Okay? Next video. Bye.